Hey, it's Max Action here, and I am with a new friend of mine, Vuyani. He is a personal trainer here on the Panorama, and we got to talking, and he is an incredible guy, so I wanted to be able to chat with him a little bit and just find out a little more, because we're on this 90-day, we're going to build something together, and you know I'm a huge fan of diet and fitness, because if you're not fit, you're not going to be doing the stuff that you need to be doing. You're not going to feel good. You're not going to want to maintain what it is you're doing. So I figured I would get an expert who deals with this every single day. He sees hundreds of people in a week, because being that we're here on the ship, every single week there's new people coming on. The people from the week are getting off, and you see way more people in a week than most personal trainers will see in a year. So tell me a little bit about your story. How did you get to this point in your journey with diet and fitness?
So it started off as a young age, coming from a background. I have 3 siblings, so we mainly played rugby. So I'm from South Africa, and rugby is the main sport. So as I started playing rugby, I played it from a young age, since I was 12, and then I played at a provincial level. At that time, I had no clue in terms of how fitness or wellness, of how you're meant to maintain your body, or how you have to have discipline in terms of maintaining your body shape. So proceeded along with my rugby career. It got to a point where I got injured, tore my ACL, popped my collarbone, and also popped a little bit of bones every now and then. So I had to hang my boots and say goodbye to playing the game that I love, which is rugby. And then I moved on to the perspective of me being a trainer. So me through that journey is, I'm more of a wellness guy. I'm more into fitness. Fitness is my bread and butter. So I told myself, you know what, even though I'm not going to be playing the game, how am I going to still surround myself within the game? So I went to study, went to UCT, which is the University of Cape Town back in South Africa.
Right.
Did my 2 years of degree, and on top of that, I added more into being a massage therapist. Because being a personal trainer, you want to make sure you have all the income coming your way. So I don't want to give my clients and take them, go to someone else. Whereas I can just be the type of person that they come to, be the person to give them guidance in terms of training, in terms of rehabilitations, and in with regards to coming back to being reignited in terms of their body. So, which is a good thing that I started with. But now, as being a personal trainer, it comes with ups and downs. You know, so I was in the personal training business for about 4 years, and then the pandemic came through.
Oh yeah,
Which, me being a personal trainer, was my main source of income.
right.
So COVID, I mean, it hurt a lot of people. A lot of people went through a lot, but it taught me one thing: never rely on one source of income. Always have multiple income streams. So that's when I hit up this particular job that I'm in right now. So one of my friends is doing this currently. So he actually suggested, "Hey, I know that you're going through the most. How about you try something new?"
Sure.
What? Working on a cruise ship. I'm like, okay, you know.
This was not in the plan for you, like ever.
This was not in the plan. It was not in my plan to be at this point where I'm at right now. But I'm glad I made that decision, because I had to give up a lot of things back then. And me being here for the past 9 months, I'd say it was one hell of a good plan that I made, to be honest.
Now, now you brought up that you tore your ACL, you broke some bones. That was your main thing. Like, you were focused, that was your dream, was playing rugby at a professional level.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that? Like, how did you overcome that incident that you're going like, God damn it?
It was dramatic. It was one of the moments that I'll always be grateful for. At that time, of course, I never understood what had happened. I was asking a lot of questions. Why me? I mean, this is the only thing that I love, but why me? I shut down for a couple of months, but then I told myself, you know what? If I don't do anything, no one is going to help me.
Right.
So I moved on, like, you know what? Let me speak to the people that are surrounded me, which I was grateful for the group of friends that I have around. So they told me, you know what? Listen, go study. And if it doesn't work, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing. If you have nothing to lose, why not give it a try? Because you never know the outcome.
Because you're starting at the bottom anyway. It's like
rock bottom. It's like if you put yourself on the wall. If you put yourself right behind the wall, you have only one direction to go.
Yeah.
Just to forward. If you fall right back, where are you falling to?
Yeah.
Because you're already down. So that's what kept me going. one day at a time.
See, and this is what we're talking about is even when you come across those difficult, like you didn't see it coming, it blindsided you, and then you're going, well, I'm here, so I can't just shut down. I can't just say, oh, poor me, and shut down for the rest of your life. It's like, okay, what are we going to do here? I've got to accept this. I've got to move on. I've got to find something else that I love, that I'm passionate about, that I want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
And it's not a simple thing to come across. I mean, now that I look back, I'm grateful that I was managed to be in the position I am right now. Because you are on the moving ship. It's not like you are back on land where you have a bad day and you take a jog around the neighborhood.
Right,
You know,
right.
Like everything here, it's very, very hard paced. You have to have a very thick skin. You have to understand that you're dealing with people. Everyone is dealing with their own issues, but at the same time, you have to maintain your cool at the same time as well. So, with that experience before COVID and after COVID, it made me the person that I am today.
Nice.
But also, it's coming from experience of what I've learned through my career of being a personal trainer through my studies. I understand that the value of being a personal trainer on board is way different compared to being on land. Because when you're a personal trainer back on board, you just train clients and then you provide them with nutrition.
Yeah.
But some people, they still find it hard for them to achieve their goals. Whereas in here, we don't only just focus on exercise and nutrition. I mean, we only have 7 days to see our guests. And then after then, that's about it. But here, we also mainly focus on giving them a detoxification program, where mainly people that struggle with their metabolism, struggle with their inflammation, we give them a solution on how to better their health. Not but just focusing on nutrition and exercise, because it gets more deeper than that. People that experience high blood pressure, people that are diabetic, you can't just take someone to the gym and make them exercise and be like it's going to help with them.
Sure.
It takes further, much more deeper than that. It starts from within, not what you look in the mirror. How healthy is your gut health? Are you particularly having normal metabolism? And all these symptoms that you're experiencing, high energy levels or low energy levels, your quality of sleep, if you have high blood pressure or diabetic, these smallest little things, they add up eventually.
So you're starting out with the idea of, I've got to detoxify my body. Like that's the first step to go at.
That is the first step to go. And that is what I did not know at the time of me being a personal trainer. And I had a lot of clients, which most of them were between the age of 40 going up to 60. And I have 2 or 3 training methods that I used to do. For most of them it worked, but about the other 30%, no, it did not really work. But I used to ask myself, like, what is that am I doing wrong?
Right, because you're thinking because most people look at it as diet and exercise, like eat less, move more. I'm eating less, I'm trying to move more, but yet nothing seems to be working. I'm just maintaining the same weight and I'm just getting frustrated. This must be kind of the main thing that you see, being that you see tons of people, new people every single week. They're coming in, they're doing a body composition analysis like we did, and saying, man, I've just got this extra weight, I can't lose it. I'm trying to eat better, I'm trying to work out, and it's just not working out. But you're saying they've got to be able to detoxify their body first before any of that stuff is going to really make is going to make a big difference.
In the long term, for sure. Because now you know where exactly you're lacking. Now you know your strong points, you know your weak points. You're able to identify what is the plan ahead. Whereas if you just go into the gym, you open up a membership, and you start to exercise when you don't particularly know where you lack.
Right.
So you're literally working, but you blindside at the same time. Whereas if you do your in-body scan, it tells you particularly where you're at right now. And then from there on, you're not going to be wasting a lot of your money based on something you don't particularly need.
Right. Now, do you see that a lot of people are taking supplements that they don't actually even know what the supplement does? Somebody just kind of sold that to them. They're doing, exercise regimens that is like, what led you to that particular exercise regimen? Like, I don't know, somebody just told me about it and I started doing it. I started doing this particular diet because a friend of mine was doing it, and they're not really educated as to what their particular situation really needs.
Oh, yes, it happens all the time. And a lot of people get misled by this. Like, for example, when it comes down to exercising, people believe that when you're exercising, you're burning fat.
Right.
Whereas as in like you're burning actually calories, not particularly fat. Particularly if you're doing exercises that's high intensity, like a bodybuilder, for example. They're the ones that are able to take that fat and turn it into the muscle. But when you look at everyone's training program, everyone's lifestyle, not everyone trains with that same intensity.
Sure.
But how would someone that's not interested in particularly how his or her body looks, but just being overall wellness, they have to think ahead. How can I reach the same goals by working smarter, not harder? I have a lot of guests that come to like, I do ketos, I do intermittent fasting. I don't believe this program. The program, that's not the problem. The problem is within your body. It's the toxins that you're already carrying inside your body.
Right.
By exercising and eating, it's not going to help it particularly. Where if you start from cleansing first and then proceeding with your exercise and your nutrition, it's a lot more easier. And I get a lot of questions. This type of nutrition, it works for me, but I've done this type of detoxification. Believe me, there's a lot of detoxification programs out there.
Sure.
But you have to work with the body, not against the body. That is the most important part. And that's the lovely thing that we do with the InBody Scan machine over here. And there's lots of machines. I mean, in the States, every single gym you go past, there's an InBody machine. Utilize that machine, know exactly where you're lacking on. And then from there on, you take it one day at a time. But also, have to do your research. Research. I have a lot of cases that come to me like, okay, I have to speak with my doctor first. Yes, we do respect that.
Sure.
And also, us selling this, it's at a high risk. You can't be selling a product that you don't particularly believe it will work.
Right.
Then by then, the product will be here.
Sure.
See?
Now, if somebody's looking at this as, we know that we've got to develop the habit to be consistent with, diet, exercise. We've got to clean our gut out, make sure that we're detoxifying our bodies. So if somebody only had the choice of starting with one or the other, and rather than saying, oh my gosh, I've got to try and get on this diet and I've got to get on this exercise regimen, and oh my God, it seems so overwhelming and I just can't stick with it because I'm not used to doing it. Like I'm trying to create too many habits at the same time. If it came down to just diet or exercise, which one would you recommend to people?
I'd highly advise nutrition.
Nutrition over exercise.
Nutrition over exercises, that's your best starting point. Because let's say you're oblivious to nutrition and you go to the gym and exercise. Where do you think you're going to get that energy from?
Right.
When you're eating a lot of food and that food is not being processed properly by your intestines, that's not going to be utilized as energy. You're probably going to last about a month or two, depending on how long you're going to last. And then you're going to eventually realize, I'm just overworking myself. The problem is not what I particularly see, it starts from within. So your first thought has to be detoxification.
Right.
And then from there, nutrition. Because whatever food that you absorb, it will then be processed very easily by your body.
Okay, so a lot of people that are carrying around this extra weight, it's saying that food is not being processed correctly. So it's sticking with you rather than being able to be processed and then excreted out of the body.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's why they've got like going, oh man, I got these stubborn love handles. I'm trying to eat more salad. I'm trying to work out, but it's just not going anywhere. It's saying, well, your body's not processing it correctly.
Yeah.
So first step, detoxification. Second step is just start looking at nutrition. And then start worrying about, like obviously, if people are walking around their neighborhood or whatever else, that's not a bad thing.
Oh, yeah.
But we want to start with looking at detoxifying the body and then start looking at better nutrition.
For sure.
Smart. So for somebody, when they get off this ship, what would be the first step that you would tell them? This is what you got to do. Like, I can give you the best information, but obviously I'm not going to see you again. You're not just staying on the cruise ship for a year that we're going to be working together. I got you for 7 days. I can give you as much as I can. You're on vacation. You have tons of food to choose from.
Lots.
But at the end of the day, they're going to get off the ship and I'm going to give you this one thing. This is the first thing that you need to do. What would you tell them that first thing is?
Oh, before we get to that point, you have to start first. What is your reason? Why are you doing this? They have to understand. Because we're humans, we're all creatures of habits. If you don't know why you're doing this, and you're only taking motivation for you to help with your program, you're probably not going to last. So before we proceed forward, tell me why. And you know why. Then now you know the reason why you're doing it. And then once you get home, we first start with your program.
Yeah.
Detoxification is the first process. But then before you leave, you'll have your nutrition and your exercise program, where now you know with regards to your exercising, whether you're exercising 4 times or 5 times a week, depending on the type of results that you're searching for.
Sure.
And then also we speak about your nutrition. With regards to your nutritional program, it gets very complex, but we make it very simple for our guests. But also it depends on the type of guest that we have. If they're very knowledgeable when it comes to nutrition, then we can go fully in depth. We'll give you 4 to 3 exercise different meals that we give that you can proceed going forward. But also what I love about what we do, what I have to do is that I have to stay in contact with them. So even though it's the last time we see each other today,
Right.
but we're probably going to be best friends on email so that we understand how is your progress going from there onwards. We need to know your feedback, your concern, because a lot of our guests also get to have a little bit of miscommunication every now and then, misunderstanding
Sure.
every now and then. They'll be like, oh, by this point, this meant to be working. What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And then through emails, we ask for pictures, for videos. We can do some video chats, depending on the depth of the matter.
Yeah.
But then what I love about it is 90% of the time, with the guests that I deal with, they get to points where they even come back, but
Yeah.
every now and then. And I'll tell them, wait, my next contract, I'm going on Carnival Mardi Gras. Please, if it happens that you come on your vacation,
Right.
come and see me. But then 20% of the time they do come back and they see you. With this contract being here for the past 9 months,
Yeah.
I've had about 4 or 5 guests that I've seen. But
Sure.
out of the probably 1,000 guests that I've encountered,
Right.
you know. But the main communication is our emails, and I would love for it to be in person.
Yeah.
But then email is one of the best forms that we can maintain the communication. But the first thing is always detoxification, because if you don't do the detoxification, if you focus on your nutrition and exercising, you're still gonna be reaching the same results. Which a lot of them be like, I never thought that detox is the main thing. I thought maybe eating is the main thing.
Yeah.
Not particularly. So that's one of the main things that I asked them for them to do. Get back home, start your detoxing, and then everything else will follow. But also as well, understand your main reason why you're doing this. Because there'll be days where you don't feel like doing it, and that reason why is going to keep you throughout your whole program and lifestyle.
Because if you're not disciplined on it, if you're not consistent with it, then we can't expect anything to work if we're not going to be consistent.
Oh, no, you can't. No, you can't. Because a lot of us, I mean, once you leave your ship, remember you're here on the ship on your vacation.
Yeah.
At the same time, you come to a seminar talking about your health, and through the seminar, you'll be like, actually, I feel like this person is speaking about my life.
Yeah.
And then after the seminar, they'll come back and speak to you, be like, well, listen, you said a couple of things, which I'm currently taking either medications of high blood pressure or diabetic. You all get these kind of sicknesses that people go through. But it also gets to a point where it becomes very personal, because this is something they've been dealing with for the past 5 years or 10 years, where it's a family history of it. And you have to make them understand. So, man, what you've been doing is currently treating symptoms and not the actual cause.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you this, I'm not against doctors.
Yeah.
If I'm about to have a heart attack, then please let a doctor come and do something with my heart.
Right.
But when it comes down to treating the symptoms that we're having and taking capsules that's only mainly focusing on the symptoms and not the actual cause,
Yeah.
that is a problem for me. So this is what I preach to my guests that I experience on a daily basis. Treat the root cause, inflammation and toxins that surrounds your fat cells and your liver.
Mm-hmm.
And by just being able to know how to balance these things, a lot of people is going to be experiencing a lot less stress when it comes to the body. And this is something that I'll always preach throughout.
Yeah. That's why. So see, this is huge, because I didn't even know about this myself. I was always thinking it's just about diet and exercise, but realizing that detoxifying the body is really the first step, and it's something that somebody can do right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, like you don't have to buy an expensive gym membership for this. You don't have to start eating, tons of salads and everything else, or hiring this person and that person. It's like, first thing, just start detoxifying your body, looking at how to do that. What would be the best way that you would tell somebody that, telling the person that's watching this video right now, what would be the best thing that they could do to start detoxifying their body?
Oh, it starts within the liver first and foremost. I know fat, a lot of people have a struggle with, but don't particularly mainly focus on fat. If you focus on your liver, that's going to make sure that your metabolism is well within the range. When your metabolism is burning right enough calories, then that means your regular bowel movements are natural. That means that you're not going to be experiencing low energy levels, low quality of sleep. Everything is going to be where exactly that it should be. I'll firstly speak about apple cider vinegar. It's one of my most favorite. It's the one that I've actually particularly done myself that I've been using when I was back at home,
Right.
but then I still use it because I've seen it make a lot of changes. A lot of people use apple cider vinegar to cook with it.
Right.
I say no. Put it in your water bottle, drink it through, because it's going to help to increase your blood flow. It's going to also help to reduce the inflammations, and it's organic. And the nice thing about it, it's not that much expensive
Right.
to use. Okay, so that's one of the simplest things that people be like, oh, okay, I can teach it a little bit. But here's one thing about the program that we offer here on board. The program that we offer is designed to work together. That doesn't particularly say that if you do it separately, it's not going to work.
Sure.
You can have your own liver cleansers, your own probiotics, your own intestinal cleanser, combine it, and then still do your detoxifications. But also, you have to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you all know multivitamins is what we have every single day.
Yeah.
And if I ask someone, specifically within the seminar, how many of you take your multivitamins? You have like 90% of the class left in their arms.
Yeah.
How many of you take it every single day?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So they know, like, okay, we know this is the things that you have to follow to be healthy, but we're not consistent with it.
Yeah.
We only start to be consistent when there's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we speak about. Don't wait for it to come to you. Come and fetch it.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I'll always say. It's any kind of liver cleansers, any kind of probiotics, but also do your research. Whatever product that you buy, do your research. Everything has side effects. Understand what those side effects are, and ask yourself if you're okay or not with those side effects. Or if it doesn't, then good. Start proceed with it. But the first step, apple cider vinegar, have your liver cleanser. The liver cleanser mainly focuses on the toxins that surrounds your liver. And also with regards to your visceral fat level, it's the amount of inflammation that you have within your fat cells. Second to that, then you can focus on your fat cells, which is just a luxury, I can say, for your body to look nice and slim or however you'd like to look at the end of the day. But the most important one is your liver, to be honest with you.
Got to take care of your liver. That's first and foremost. So, man, Vuyani, I appreciate you, man. It's been so cool. Oh, man, this guy is amazing. So, you've heard it here. This is the biggest thing. So start looking at that detoxification. Start looking at detoxifying your liver and do your research on it. But being able to take that first step, just being able to be healthier every single day, getting just a little bit better every single day and staying consistent with it. And that's where it's going to be. And then you're going to be healthier. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. And you're going to be able to consistently keep setting new goals and achieving them. So it's amazing. So we're going to wrap this up here, but I am going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to see you again, holding you accountable. I'm going to be holding me accountable. And until tomorrow, take action now.